Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to this session on Python sets. Let's start with sets property first. So the first property we want to discuss today is mutability. So of course sets are mutable. You can add and modify elements in a set. Sets can contain multiple data types, so whether it is integer, float or string, all can be contained within a set. Sets are also made up of unique elements. That means you cannot have duplicate elements in your sets. Sets are also like dictionaries, but they are with keys only. That means the keys will not have values in set. So we'll again discuss what is the difference between sets and dictionary very shortly. The next thing we want to know is how we can define a set. So of course there is an inbuilt method set which you can use to define an empty set. If I execute this cell block, it will create a new set, but it won't have any element. The name of that set will be empty set. Next, I want to create a Team India set. So you can see I'm using the same braces that I used to define dictionary, but this time I have keys only. So if you have keys only, that means you're defining a set. So I'm using the same braces that I used to define dictionary, but with no values. Just to compare the set with dictionary, here you can see in set I'm not defining any values, whereas in my dictionary I have my keys and values separated by a colon. So that's the difference between sets and dictionary. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to define the Team India set, and this Team India set will have 4 elements which are Virat, Rohit, Dhawan and Bumrah. Now what if I want to insert duplicate elements in my set? So I have one element as Virat and I'm again inserting this at the last. So if I execute this cell block and again have a look at my Team India set, you can see Virat is present only once. Hence it proves that sets contain unique elements. The next thing we want to do is we want to define a set from a list. So let's say I have a list which has 3 elements, Chahal, Virat and ABD, and what I'm doing here is I'm using the inbuilt set method which will convert this list into a set. If you have any duplicate elements in this list, they will be removed. So let's check here. So this is my Team RCB set, looks like ABD, Chahal and Virat. One more important thing to notice here is the output in set is always sorted in the alphabetical order. So you are getting ABD first, Chahal and then Virat, whereas when I define set they are in different order. So it's again a very important thing to remember that sets are always sorted. Next thing we want to do is we want to examine a set. We are going to use our inbuilt length method to calculate the length of our set. Now when we calculate the length of our set, it means the number of elements. So as we know in Team India we have around 4 elements which are Bumrah, Dhawan, Rohit and Virat. That's why you're getting the output as 4. Next is the in operator. So we want to check whether a particular element is present in my set or not. So I will simply use the in operator. So I want to check whether Virat is present in Team RCB or not. So the output will be true because Virat is present in Team RCB. Here you can see it is the 3rd element. Next we want to go through some of the common set operations. The first operation we want to discuss is the intersection. Now let's say I have Team India looks like this 4 elements and Team RCB which has these 3 elements. As you can see, the intersection of 2 sets is the common area where they overlap. Now if you see in Team India and Team RCB, the only common element I have is the Virat. So when I did the intersection of these 2 sets, in the output I am getting a single element which is Virat because this is the common element between these 2 sets. In Python you achieve the set intersection by using the ampersand operator. The next operation that we want to discuss is the union operation. So union operation is the whole of the set elements. In Python you can achieve the union of 2 sets by using the PIT operator. Once I execute this, you can see all the elements which are present in both the sets, they are coming here. Important thing to notice is Virat is not coming twice, it's only coming once. So again, remember that sets have unique elements. The next thing we want to check is the set difference. So what if I subtract all the elements of Team RCB from Team India? Let's see how the output looks like. So in output you are getting Bumrah, Dhawan and Rohit, which is the common element which is not present in both of these sets. So we have only one element which is Virat which is present in both 2 sets and it is being removed from our output. Now what if I do opposite? This time I'm subtracting Team India from Team RCB. So this time I will get the 2 elements which are present in Team RCB only, which is ABD and Chahal. Next we want to see how you can use some methods to modify your set. So now I want to add a new element which is punt to my Team India. So I will use the add method by using my dot operator, or you can access the method by using the dot notation. So Team India dot add, and in this add method I will pass the new element that I want to add. Once I execute this, you can see Pant is added. Now again, an important thing to notice is Pant is not added at the end of my set. It is been added as its sorted position, right? So which is between D and R. The next thing I want to do is I want to add one more element, which is Rohit. But the interesting thing to notice here is Rohit is already present in our set. So what will happen this time, because we know set has unique elements. Now once I execute this, I have only one element Rohit present in this. So it's not throwing me an error, it will simply show you the output, but it's not going to add an element which is already present in your set. The next thing we want to check is how you can add multiple elements to your set. So again, the method is update, and all you have to do is you can pass a set which has multiple elements. You can also pass a list here. It will be converted to set and added to your existing set. So if I execute this, now I have two more elements in my team India, which is Hardik and Kuldeep, and again they are being added their sorted position. The next thing I want to see is the remove method, how you can remove an element from your set. So I simply use the remove method, I pass the element which I want to remove, and in the output you can see Dhawan doesn't exist anymore. The next thing I want to check is what if I try to remove an element which is not present in my set. So I want to remove element Dhoni from my team India, but you can see Dhoni is not present in our team India set. So what will happen at this time? This time you will get a key error. So you have to be careful when you use remove method. If that element doesn't exist in your set, it is gonna throw you an error. But this issue can be overcome with this discard method. So what discard method does, it's again remove the element if it's present, but if it's not present, it is not gonna throw you an error. It is just going to ignore it. So if I execute this, you can see I'm not getting any key error message here. Still Dhoni is not present, but it is not throwing an error message. The next method you want to see is the pop method. What pop method does, it's just remove a random element from your set. So if I do this, it is showing in the output which elements is being removed from your set. The last method is the clear method. What clear method does is remove all the elements from your set. So if I execute this, you can see in the output I'm getting an empty set for Team India. All the elements are being removed from your set. Alright guys, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Happy learning and stay safe.